Hi guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a British Army P68 Smock. Now these things are pretty notable for their use in the Falklands War in 1982, which is an instance of the Cold War gone hot. Not too many of those, so it is a pretty cool piece of Cold War history. Now a little bit of history behind the pattern in the uniform itself. P68 is not a designation for the camouflage pattern, it's a designation for the cut of the uniform. Because this particular cut of uniform had a number of different DPM variations on it, this is just one of them. And in another video, I've explained how you can tell the differences between them, which are namely the pockets being bellowed, the wrists being buttoned instead of Velcro, and there being the addition of a hood, and then there being no pocket on the right shoulder. But basically, this cut of uniform was developed in 1960. It was olive green. They added the pattern DPM in 1966. In 1968, they made some adjustments in terms of the uniform and the pattern. And then in 1985, they switched to the P84 uniform, which added some slight adjustments like bellowed pockets, Velcro sleeves, Velcro wristbands, and other stuff. And then in 1995, they had the Soldier 95 DPM uniform, which also used the DPM pattern, but it had a much lighter fabric, at least for the field shirt. I don't know about the smock. I don't have a smock, but basically this is P68. So let's take a look at it. So starting at the middle, or actually we'll start at the pattern itself. You'll notice pretty standard DPM. The browns are not as dark because of the material this is printed on, which is I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's not like the later cotton stuff that the later uniforms are printed on. It feels a lot softer. Definitely interesting to note that. And then I noticed the black swirls in the DPM are a lot thinner compared to later uniforms. So that's some other differences. And then the green is a different shade as well. But there's so many different variations of DPM used by, the British Army that it's really impossible to tell, like, oh, this goes to this. It's like there's so many different versions out there that it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. So, yeah. But let's look at the features of the uniform itself. If we start at the top, we got a little tag here to hook it onto a hook. And if we undo the zipper here, you'll see that the zipper says CLIX, and it has a little bit of material here. And then the actual zipper itself is very thick. We do have a number of buttons holding the uniform together in addition to the zipper. So if you want to button it up for extra warmth, feel free to do so. We'll have to undo these real quick in order to access the zipper. We also have another button here at the collar if you want to button it up like that. All right, let's unzip it. Formerly, there would be a tag right here in the square, but it's no longer there, unfortunately. So we don't know what the tag would say exactly, but it would be a white tag, I guess, saying the manufacturer, the size, NATO stock number, but not really the year of production. I don't think they really put that information on these older uniforms, and even in the P84 uniforms, I don't really see a DLA like in the US equivalent. They have the Defense Logistics Agency, and then in there is the year number. I only see the NATO stock number. So you really have to kind of rely on other features in the uniform to like get a date rather than relying on the tag. But yeah, so let's just try to unbutton all these. Takes a little bit of effort sometimes. We have them all off. You see we got the shiny, really thick zipper, and then again at the bottom here, got the same thing, the brand CLIX. So we can unzip it pretty easily, and then all these years later, it still unzips just fine. I don't know exactly what year of production this particular smock was. I have no idea if it was ever, used in combat or, I'm sure it was issued, but really hard to say what the history of this particular piece really was. Having a little bit of issues with the zipper down here. We'll worry about that later. But basically, opening up the inside, you'll see it's kind of got a little bit of insulation in here, so it is pretty warm if you put it on. And then, we got some interior pockets like right here. Looks like you got two pockets right there. Even a little flap right here. I'm not even sure what this is for, honestly, but you can kind of unbutton it. Like, I really don't know what these flaps are for. Someone please let me know. But then we have a bigger pocket on the inside. So we do have some interior pockets, and these are separate from the pockets on the back. This is a smock, and we have plenty of pockets for storage. So on the front we have 2 angled chest pockets, and then 2 bottom pockets right here. And then these are not bellowed, but the next version of this uniform would include bellowed pockets, which is just a fun fact. So yeah, we got these angled chest pockets here. Undo them. We can fit our hand in there, but I guess it wasn't enough space for holding stuff, so they added even more space by bellowing them, which is a pretty cool note. And then here we'll take a look at the button. Pretty cool looking. Moving down to the bottom, they do get a little bigger. You can definitely fit more stuff in here, but again, not bellowed, so obviously they filled up pretty quick, holding a lot of materials. It really takes, you know, combat to field test the uniform to see whether it's really effective, whether it's really good in the field, you know. So that's what it takes. There you go, like that. We'll move up to the arms and talk about them. So we move up to the shoulders. We can see that there's epaulets, but apparently at this time, the rank of a specific soldier was displayed on the chest. So not sure what was actually put on here. Might just been a decorative, who knows. Moving on, we do have a pocket here on the left shoulder. And what we have in here is a very thin pocket. Looks like we got space for a pen or pencil here, and maybe some, you know, first aid stuff in here. And then down at the bottom for our wrists, we do have a button. So you can button it up to close it, although I do believe there's only a singular button here. Yeah, looks like there's only one really, which is just okay. But yeah, here's the back of the sleeve. There you go. And moving on to the right shoulder. Again, another epaulet. And this time we don't have any other pocket on this side. So it's just gonna be the regular, you know, wrists with this. So, pretty cool. Let's flip it over and see what lies on the other side. Oh, also before that, there is an detachable hood here. You can tell it's the same fabric, same material. It is kind of buttoned awkwardly. There's like one button here in the back that it's buttoned to right here. These buttons are like buttoned on the epaulets. I don't know how that's supposed to work. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, and then someone added more. This is not an added hole. This is just, you know, wear and tear. That looks like it might have been added. Not exactly sure what that's from. But if you guys know where these buttons are supposed to be, please let me know. All right, we'll flip it over now. And what we got here, nothing much. You can just see kind of like the waist drawstring here, right there. And then just see kind of the cut of the uniform right here. For whatever reason, it's been, looks like it's been sewn over for whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. Oh, it's part of the uniform. It's on both sides. But yeah, there you go. You can see the pattern a little bit better. So this is one of the versions of DPM they would use on this uniform. Pretty neat. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and checking out this video with me, checking out this uniform with me. I hope you enjoyed this brief dive into a pretty cool historical subject. So if you did enjoy it, drop a like, consider subscribing. I will upload as many of these as possible until I, you know, run out. But yeah, thanks a lot.